What's up, Detroit? We've got another exclusive interview for you with Detroit's very own K Deezy. Make sure you don't miss it, only on the Work After Dark podcast.
Yeah. It's your boy L. We back at it again. This is the Work After Dark podcast. We got our homeboy, our Detroit living legend, our own motherfucking right now. You know what I'm saying? K Deezy in the building. We want to give it up for him right now. It's his birthday and everything. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Oh yeah, we gotta do that though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Put it for my nigga Blade though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. We so happy to have you out though. You know what I'm saying? We a plant-based podcast. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We all came together. A whole bunch of workers, auto workers that came together and be able to put down, you know what I'm saying, something to be able to give the people, to be able to have a voice.
Yeah, man. And I think that's dope, man, being that we the Motor City, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta be able, what is the Motor City without us talking about the big three, you know what I'm saying? So plan like that's all right.
Oh yeah. So look, man, I'm gonna pop it off with this. You see the Lions game?
Of course.
Do you think Brian Branch was right what he did to Juju, bro? Like, because
I just seen the thing while I was waiting to come out here.
Yeah.
I just seen the thing with Cam Newton, and he was saying how on the football field when they got the helmets on, the people, we can't see what they saying. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Cam was basically saying that he know for a fact that dude said some crazy, outlandish shit.
I heard he said some crazy shit off of Mahomes trying to get Branch to 5 and Branch ain't want to get that nigga no 5, so Juju stepped in like,
Everybody said something.
Toss was so
I'm gonna tell you something else too. One thing I learned is even if you ain't from the deep, once you come here and you become a part of it, you gain our culture and what we all. And one thing about Detroit people, we don't care if you got us outnumbered and we in your city, none of that. We gonna talk that talk and we win. You know what I mean? So definitely, I know that Detroit came up out of Branch. You know what I'm saying? So,
I heard your song in the background, bro. I let you know about my hood. I was like, ugh. I saw that slam, man. It got me F. You know what I'm saying? I said, we won the game regardless of what the numbers said. We won. They won the battle. We got the board.
Y'all remember we got cheated like that before, though, too. So.
It is sad that they had to go to that type of length and steal a touchdown like that, though, blatantly. Yeah. To the point they had to issue an apology, bro.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part, too, because even with gambling and stuff like that, it's like, we don't care nothing about your apology. You know what I mean? Like, I done lost my money. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you got people all over the world who lost money on that game, and then you come back with an apology. It's like, you know, them people got them 15, 20 leg parlays for $10. That's one thing. But what about them people who got that 10, that 20, that 100,
bands on the
250 on the game? Right. You know what I mean? So, you know,
and it's crazy.
They gonna have to work that out too. Because that ain't the first time they just apologize. Like, bro, we don't care nothing about your apology with my money on the line.
But I think it's crazy that the gambling shit that integrated so much with the sports shit. And so, like, I would have thought they wouldn't even recognize each other. But they is, you know what I'm saying, promoting the gambling. Then they want to fuck with the players for gambling, like, or one of their people. It's like it's a double-edged sword.
I just think that everything has its beginning stage. You know what I'm saying? Even with alcohol, at one point in time, alcohol wasn't legal. You know what I mean? So even once alcohol started becoming legal, I'm sure it was certain things they had to work out and figure it out. Even now, look at us. I got homies that done went and did 7-8 years for selling weed. You know what I mean? Look at how it is now.
We smoke weed on camera.
Weed like
it's legal.
It's legal. Dispensary like a liquor store now. You know what I mean? So imagine how he feels.
Damn.
Imagine you did 8 years in a joint for moving a little marijuana and you come home now and dispensaries on like a liquor store.
Like, we be selling fucking ounces for fucking $100. The same shit you was doing.
You got dudes really out here, man, and put that time in on the marijuana charges, and you know what I mean. They come home now and it's at the dispensaries on every corner like a liquor store.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never thought of it.
They jumping on that now too. I think they just went up 36% tax on the weed.
No, what they trying to do. Yeah, they trying to do it. They trying to get it passed, but it's being a problem because they trying to pass it. They trying to pass it for the road.
Yes, that's what
they saying. Yo, y'all already took money.
I'm about to say, they have a system set up for that.
They already said.
They say y'all still getting too much money.
I don't know.
That's what he go down.
I feel like they made the plug that. He said that.
I mean, you know how that go though, anyway. That's that. Don't even the government be pocket watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's just pocket watching. They like, oh wait a minute, we didn't know y'all was getting that much.
Oh God. We one of the top sellers, cause you know we got farms up here, big farms. Drinker Gates got a farm up here. We're on weed.
Yeah.
She's the only one. Man, listen, I'm telling y'all right now, I have went to meetings with almost every major marijuana company, and I done went to plants. They done took me on tours and all kind of stuff.
You'll be amazed. We got some.
So it's a lot of celebrities, because even now it's a lot of stuff that people not talking about. You know what I mean? People who have things.
We're gonna get to that because you one of them people that got that. You got some hands and some stuff.
Even now, you starting to see retired athletes who popping up having the marijuana strands and all of that stuff going on. So
we gonna.
I know KD gonna have one.
I got another question for you too. What motivated you to make that hit song "In My Hood," bro?
Man, you know what? Man, you know they back in the days.
In my hood, bro. Go ahead, man.
They used to tell us, man, back in the days when I was younger, they used to say, you know, you should write down things that you want to do, right? So before I even recorded one song for that album, I wrote down titles to the songs. I wrote down who I was trying to get on the songs and all of that. So I wrote a song. I didn't write In My Hood, but I wrote Joy Road on the thing because I originally said that when I was recording my album that I was gonna make a song for the hood.
Yeah.
So once me and Kid, it's a story and a whole nother story to how that came about too. But once we recorded it, Kid was the one who said to me, yo, it can't be just about your hood. You gotta show love to everybody, get everybody in. You know what I mean?
You talking about the producer Kid?
Yeah.
From school, from over the way?
What?
I forgot his record label.
Well, no, Kid, he was with he did Tone. First he did BG album when BG.
Yeah, that's what I was
first
getting to. When BG first came up here, that's how that.
And then he did the next artist he worked with was Tone.
Okay, yeah.
So then Tone, because Tone came out before me, actually. You know what I mean? So
shout out to Tone.
Yeah, shout out to bro Tone.
Remember that song? What?
Yeah,
bro. I was at the video shoot,
I was trapping to St. Close yesterday. I was there yesterday. Around here, we doing big.
Man, you know, he just had a birthday party, man, a couple months ago, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. It actually was the night I got presented this jacket too. I didn't even know it was gonna happen or whatever. But the thing about Tone birthday party, bro, Akon popped up and all kind of shit. But the real thing that was dope about it was, bro, all them legends was in there. Everybody, all of us was together, and we all shared that stage and passed the mic around and had the crowd going crazy. And it made me realize, I was like, damn, I'm like, look at all these dudes who just hit records. And a lot of us, we got caught up in being in the middle of the transition. You know what I mean? There was a transition that happened when things started going digital. You know what I mean? So if you didn't already have a play or already had a knowledge of it, you know, it was hard to, you know, make that transition. You know what I mean? But like Tone had them hits though.
But like with you being an OG and a legend, how was that transition? Because how you first started, you a legend in Detroit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I was in middle school at nighttime waiting on counting my D money on the floor. You in the floor laying in the money with the money. You know what I'm saying?
Hit though. You know what I'm saying?
I was waiting for that to come on, the little box and all that.
For sure.
So like, how was it feeling like when the transition happened? How was you feeling about the transition? Did you feel like it was like, damn, it ain't our time to shine? Let the young niggas do their thing? Or
no. It wasn't that. It was more so just, you know, like I say, when everything. I give you a perfect example. Everybody had everybody had Instagram and all of that stuff probably 4-5 years before I had even had one. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like even now, my last album I put out was in 2015. I put out an album called Heavy is the Crown. And when I put that album out, the transition had already happened, right? Okay. But here I was, this dude who keep it again. I'm independent. I'm spending my own money betting on myself. So even me, when I rolled out the old school way. I was trying to do things. I was trying to do things the old school way. So you watching somebody who, you know, I blew probably 125, 150 on that album, just doing things the old school way. You know what I mean? Yep. And that when that transition happened, it wasn't until after I took the loss that I was like, damn. I was like, the game switched. A little bit. You know, because back in our days, it was more footwork. It was more, you know, you just like even now, people, I don't care how hot your record was, people want to call, like they'll call somebody from Detroit, call her and say, hey, we heard this song, this dude, K Deezy, right? Yeah. He 100?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's the kind of stuff that you like. I mean, it ain't like that no more now, though. You know what I mean? But back then, you had to stand on that. You know what I mean? And you had to have, you know how people be like, I don't need no nigga vouch for me. Well, back in the days, you did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You know what I mean? You had to be vouched for.
Checked in though.
Yeah, people had to know you was solid. If you was talking the talk, we was talking and all of that. So even me, it was a lot. I remember when Jeezy first hit the scene. I called straight to the ATL. Yeah. Who is it?
I think Detroit niggas is like that, period, though. Yeah. We're serious about what we listen to.
No, niggas is like that all over the world.
We spend our time listening to.
Niggas like that all over the world.
Like, I want to do some digging, some paper trail. What's the paper trail? This nigga
niggas like that all. It's still niggas who like that, but what I'm saying is nobody don't really care no more. Like, you could be successful and never even been in the street at all. Nah, you know what I mean?
We see that now.
Yeah, so yeah, but as far as the transition though, man, you know, it hit me years. You know, I spent a lot of money and took some losses and all of that kind of stuff, and I realized, and it took me, even now, I'm still learning, bro, to be honest with you. So, but one thing that I really do have good now is I'm into the syncing music, you know what I mean? So I make music still now, and I sync it for movies and stuff like that. So that's how I get a check from that.
Is it any advice you would want to get to any upcoming artists, like any young artists that's grinding, trying to, you know what I'm saying, in the music?
Not even artists though. All the YNs, period. You feel me? Because if we can transfer back to, you was like probably damn near one of the first YNs with the drill. The Stuck in My Ways was on some drill shit a little bit.
So I had that conversation a lot too all the time, man. Even for me, you know, when you making music at 22, 23, 24 years old, it's different from, you know, as a man beginning his 30s, his 40s, you know what I mean? Like even me, I got two sons now, one of them 19, one of them 18, but when I was recording Stuck in My Ways, I didn't have one son. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, you change. Life changes as you grow, as you mature, as you done had things. You know, a lot of times too, that's why I don't too much beat up the young people, the YNs and all of that, because a lot of times, man, you let them people have fun their first time doing what they doing and all that.
Bump their head.
Yeah, let them bump their head sometimes. You give them their game on the way, but they not gonna listen there, and you didn't listen. You know what I mean? Who was I? When I was the hottest nigga around here, guess what? It was some old niggas complaining. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? None of that's gonna change. So I really just would tell the young people, man, do you. You know, focus on what makes you happy, be who you are. Because even now, that's what I be telling you too. Like, you don't even gotta be no gangster or none of that, no drug dealer, no man. Just rap your life. Be who you are. You know what I mean? Whatever the situation is, even if you a comedian at rapping, be that. You know
when you was in your realm, who was your OGs? Like who you looked up to?
Oh man, I ain't one of them. I had a lot of OGs. I had a lot of OGs, and even OGs. To be honest with you, I had so many OGs who they word meant something to me that I wouldn't even name one of them right now because it wouldn't do me no justice to not name them all. You know, but I mean, man, I'm talking about I got some bishops, some ministers.
Yeah, as far as the rap game, as far as rapping.
Oh, as far as even rapping though, I mean, you know, I mean, with them, I can name some of them, you know, because of course, Trick played a major part.
Shout out to Trick.
Yeah, Trick been on me since I was a kid. I was just jitting at the Outcasts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, people don't know about jitting though. People don't know about jitting though, bro. That's a Detroit thing though.
Oh yeah, sure. Everybody from Detroit know what I mean. Everybody from Detroit know what I'm talking about.
If you jit though, know what I'm saying? You shit though.
It was a debate not too long ago saying did it originate from Chicago or Detroit?
Detroit though.
In Chicago they call it footwork or something. It's
it's everywhere you go though. People have a dance. It's a dance. It's a dance everywhere you go. You know what I mean? But Chicago's dance and Detroit dance is two different things. Like I remember even back in the days when I was about 15 or something like that, we were at the Outcast because the Outcast was like it was a motorcycle club and an after hour and stuff, but it was also a place where it was late night after the clubs closed and like people be there, and a lot of the dudes who was really into the culture like that, that's where they hung. You know what I mean? So some of the best dudes who ever did it from Detroit, that's where they went. It ain't no difference than if we was all rapping and we went somewhere to battle rap.
Shelter was for
and
Outkast was that for Jitters.
Okay,
right. You know what I mean?
Okay, so K Deezy, I got a question. Okay, so like I know you have like biggest challenges in your life over the years. So tell me like how like it don't matter if it's personal, Detroit music scene or industry. Like tell me how does it face? Like how do you do it?
Man, just easy. Detroit is home. You know what I mean? Like even me back in my heyday, a lot of people used to be like, "Yo, you shouldn't go out and you shouldn't be seen like that and this and that." But I used to always tell people like, "Yo, if you can't go nowhere else and move around, you got to be able to move around at home." Yeah. You know what I mean? These the people I grew up with. I went to elementary and middle school and high school with these people. You know what I mean? A lot of these people, kids. I was around for them. Even you just said something about somebody saying that I said a prayer. I said a prayer at my one of my dogs, his son's birthday, 2-year-old birthday party. You see what I'm saying? So
you popped up to my wife, her uncle. I'm talking about Doug Thornton used to do the
So wait a minute. No, hold on. We gonna cheat.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we ain't gonna get you on that mode.
That was my best friend growing up.
Okay, yeah.
So me and Douglas,
my wife said something about that.
No, me and Douglas, that was my right. That's everybody knew when they saw me, they saw Douglas. When we was younger. So that was like
I could tell how they.
Me and him, we were like the homies who was like we grew up like blood brothers together. But you know how it is once we get out of high school and all that. I went this way in life, he went this way. So
I got a dog like that too.
We wasn't.
That's how me and this nigga is. I swear to God. Tell, how old was we fucking met, bro?
I was like 15.
How old is you now?
33.
Real shit.
So
bro.
that's a.
You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing him for 10 plus years too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
To even tie that to what you were saying, right? That's the thing. Just like we are like these people in this city. They done seen me on top. They done seen me struggling. They done seen me in trouble. They done seen me broke. They done seen me rich. They seen me balling. They seen me acting a fool. They seen me leading communities, cleaning up the community. They just saw everything. So I'm saying that to say to you, when you say, how do I deal with it? I just deal with it by being who I am. Because these people ain't nobody I got a front in front of. Not Detroit. That's why I got a tattoo on my face for the city of Detroit. You know what I mean?
You see me, you see the D.
So so it's like, and I ain't fronting about nothing, bro. You know what I mean? When I'm at home, I am who I am. I don't give a fuck if I'm down. Shit, nigga, what? We down. We get back up. And we up, nigga. We up. Everybody good.
I got one more question for you, bro. Hey, look. Hey, look. When I moved to Joy Road, okay, I was moving from the east side, or from East Warren.
Okay.
My mama told me, she was like, "Yeah, baby, we going to Joy Road." I'm like, "Oh, this sound like the suburbs." I said, "I ain't never been to Joy Road before." I was like,
"This world sounds
joy."
He said, "It's gonna be some joy over here."
I was like, "Oh, you on that way?"
I was doing another podcast interview recently, and I was telling them how, because they asked me, they was like, "Yo, in Detroit," they was like, "We know this is serious about the neighborhoods," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm like, back when I was younger, see, it was different because it was a little bit more stability back in the day, right? So when you lived in the neighborhood, you went to the elementary, the middle school.
I was over there.
High school, but nowadays, these kids, they might live on Joy Road for 3 months. Then they move over here. They on 7 Mile, then they on the east side, then they in Sterling Heights, then they in Dearborn. So it's just a difference. But us, you know what I mean? I grew up around the same people.
Right. You right, bro. And I never thought about it like that.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So even now, I don't even look at the representing the neighborhoods, you know what I mean, the same as like it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was way different, like bro, like serious.
Yeah.
Like back in the days, me being from Joy Road, and you could, where you from?
Like you said.
Okay, so what do you
West
feel
side,
like?
West side.
But,
West side.
okay,
I
so
said West side of Detroit.
But I'm saying,
but I didn't live.
But what's the neighborhood that you really feel like you is it 7 miles, 6 miles,
6 miles.
Okay, so you 6 miles, right?
Yeah.
So let me explain something to you. Back in the days, right?
Yeah.
I grew up on Joy Road in Evergreen. You grew up on 6 Mile and what? Wyoming. Okay. So let's just say I was on 6 Mile in Wyoming and my cousin lived over there, so I caught the bus over there and I'm going over my cousin's house, right?
Right.
When I would get off that bus and maybe I had to walk down a half a mile, quarter mile, right from where the bus let me off, right?
Right.
Before I could get from the bus stop to my cousin's house, somebody was going to approach me.
For sure.
In the car.
For sure.
Whether they were walking, standing on the corner, on the porch,
For sure.
sliding down the street, riding a bike, whatever, somebody was going to approach me and say, hey, bro, who you over here with? You see what I'm saying?
Right. And
you got to have the right answer. Oh, my auntie and them live right down the street. I just had got off the bus. I'm finna go right here over my people crib. Who your people? Oh, my auntie and my cousin said, you know, Cedric. Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead, dog. Yeah. But if you don't got the right answers, something was gonna happen. Niggas didn't play about that.
I done witnessed that, bro.
No, seriously.
I used to tell, and I'm happy that I still stay in the house I lived in.
Mm-hmm.
And I stay right off Tired. I used to walk the Cody through the greens, through the gardens every day. So I consider myself Joy Road. I knew Joy Road when it came down to the question. Yeah. I knew where such and such stayed at. I knew where old boy mama was at. We blew in the garage before school. I'm on the road all day. I'm in Burbank every day. You know what I'm saying? So when it came and I got older, I'm like, man, I couldn't imagine moving to a new hood, bro. Because I gotta get in this hood, rich niggas looking at me all crazy. They gonna break into my shit. Yeah. They gonna do this when it was time for niggas to start moving out. Niggas was moving out the hood and something. I'm not moving out. If I move out my mama house, I'm gonna go to another hood. I'm gonna go to another house around my hood.
I always repped and took my hood, even though my hood is tattooed on my skin and all of that. But my hood for me is something totally different for what my hood is to whoever is 16 years old that may be watching this. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. My hood taught me everything. My hood fought for me. When I got into it with some niggas from across over there on Plymouth, my whole neighborhood congregated together and we went on Plymouth and we fought. We threw hands. You feel me? My first time getting some money, I got it in my hood. My hood taught me everything. Right. So when I'm screaming Joy Road, it may be a little bit different from why this 19-year-old dude screaming Joy Road. It's something totally different for me because even now, I'm telling you all the things I've done, gangster shit and all that in my community, but ain't nobody told y'all. I went back to my community and brought 50 East Side niggas with me and cleaned up my neighborhood too. You feel me? I literally walked down Joy Road picking up trash and walking through the community with New Era and everybody. You know what I mean? These is things that I done because I understand that even though as a youngster,
shout out New Era.
Even though as a youngster I took from my community. Once I got somewhere and got a platform, I had to go back to my community and make them things right that I did wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I got another question.
Sure.
So, you know how Detroit is like got rap history and stuff. So, like, where do you put yourself in like the lineup? Like, where do you feel yourself like as a legend?
Because these I'm put a backstory to her question. Because this like our younger generation of the podcast, so she want to know for the people who wasn't around for Stuck in My Ways.
No, I love it, and I love it, and I appreciate that too.
I really don't know.
So even like now, that's why I be telling people too. It's like even now, it's like, you know, when people say you had to be there.
Yeah.
See, like even her, she wasn't around. So none of these things mean nothing to her, but if she had been there, she'd be like, "Oh no, this nigga changed this." And he did this. So even now, I love that we here to, you know what I mean? I'm sitting here now to give, but that's why I do the interviews to give knowledge so you can understand what your history is. You feel me? But so repeat the question for me one more time.
Basically, I said the rap, like we are a rap history and like legends and stuff. Like, where do you put yourself at?
Well, I definitely believe I would be overly modest to say that I don't think that I'm a legend. And I only think that I'm a legend because I know the work that I put in. You know what I mean? I know what I gave to this culture and what I did. I know the offers and things that I could have done that I didn't do because we were pushing for something else. See, like even with us, Street Lordz were all about, and if you even go back and take a whole day and just say, I'm gonna just listen to all Street Lordz and Blade, Icewood and Wine and G-Rock and K Deezy and all them. And if you go back and listen to all our music for a day, the first thing that you're gonna hear when you listen to our music is independence. We was always on being independent. You feel me? So like even when you see Blade, when you hear Blade Icewood say, if the deal ain't at least 10 mil, I ain't signing. You see what I'm saying? That was because we were so hung on. We wanted to do things our way with our money, and we didn't. You know, back in the days too, when you were trying to be on radio and stuff like that, people were telling you had to dance, you had to do this and do that. Like how you hear all that stuff on the radio now, it didn't used to be like that. So like even now when he talks about certain things, my records broke barriers for radio. People had never heard the kind of stuff that I was talking about and saying being played on the radio like that. You know what I mean? So when you say, what do I think I contributed, how do I think I definitely think I'm a legend because I fought purposely. I went against the grain for the artists now who shine. Because I knew, guess what? If don't nobody step up and fight for us, we don't change.
They gonna keep
the same bullshit I'm going through. I was going through that with Detroit over. See, just like even now, people don't know, like even that Summer Jam shit and all of that. Nigga, when I had the platform, I literally was fighting about shit like us being on another stage and us having to open up for everybody and all of that kind of stuff.
I remember when that
I changed that stuff. I fought for that kind of stuff. Like, so even now, and what I mean when I say I fought is like, imagine being the number one rapper from your city and Summer Jam come around. They need you on that stage and you like, I'm straight. I ain't doing Summer Jam. I'm not going first.
For sure.
Why would I go first and I got as many records in this city as he do?
Exactly.
I rock a crowd better than he do. Why would I go 10 places before him and he can't handle me in this city? You know what I mean? So like, just to answer your question again, like, I understand the things that I brought to the table. You know what I mean? I understood what my fight was. I understood that by me having leverage here, I had to show my ass here. You feel me? Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely legend.
And even on that hand too, because I just was talking about this earlier to the people in the barbershop, right? Before me, artists from the city, they weren't getting paid to go nowhere. They weren't really getting paid to do no features and all of that kind of stuff. Maybe a very few, Royce. But Royce was on. He was with Eminem's homie. You feel me? Yeah, Trick was Eminem's homie. D12 was Eminem's homie. Obi Trice was Eminem's homie. I'm talking about the people from the city who really, we didn't have no deals and we had to do everything with our own money and all of that kind of stuff. None of that stuff would happen. So even for me, just to be all the way honest with you, like, because even Tom, even by the time I learned about Tom had a deal. You know what I mean? By the time I learned it. Tom was independent for a short time. And Jazzy Fan, his impact, Tom's impact was so crazy, they came to get him. But he also was marketable. Here I was, this thug nigga that was in the streets for real.
Told you he was the first one. He was like, real white.
I'm really riding around. Like when I say I got the top in the trunk, that's true. That's true.
That's to get you hyped though, man. Do though, bro.
Like I don't even understand or know nothing about.
You wouldn't be for real.
You know what I mean?
Ain't no club, and nigga.
It's times I was
going out to no barbecue.
I would be in the booth rapping, and I would come out the booth, and Blade would be out the booth, and he'd say, "Nah, don't say that. Go back in and change that around because we ain't got that."
And I got a question.
I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." So, but that's just for me to show you how serious it was about us trying to be as most authentic as we could be. We didn't even want to rap about shit that we didn't have and things that we weren't doing for real. You know what I mean?
And speaking on Blade too, you know what I'm saying? How did the death of Blade, you know what I'm saying, transition your music? You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, you know what I was blessed about, man, because Blade was making his last album, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, at the same time that I was recording Stuck in My Ways. And damn, I have a memory of Blade. Blade was booked for an icebreaker up at Michigan State, and we was all together. We was getting ready to head up there, and we stopped at the Davis Brothers. You know the black gas station on 7 Mile, Davis Brothers.
Yeah,
it's on like 7 Mile out of drive. It's a Shell gas station, but it's black owned though.
Okay.
So we used to make it our business, no matter where we was at. We used to want to go up there to get our gas. So we was getting ready to hit the road to go to Blade Icebreaker, and we stopped at the gas station. We had the whole crew, everybody up there, cars up there. So Juan was like, watch this, I'm about to let Blade hear this shit. So he had like a CD with like 7 of my songs on.
Yeah.
So he put the CD on, turned it up. I seen y'all, and all I cared about, I'm looking at Blade from a distance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. I want to know what he, you know what I mean? What's Blade's opinion? You know what I mean? So I'm looking, I see his head bobbing. Then he started eating in the car like, damn. Then he turned around and he looked at me and he was like, that's you? I was like, yeah. He was like, bitch, you out of here. I was like, that. I was like, that. So I was happy, you know what I mean? It was, and plus it was a situation too where, you know, we was bumping heads about a certain issue that was going on, and I was making sure I wanted Blade definitely to be on my album, you know what I mean? Because I had been on all his projects, everything. So, you know, right before he called me one day, right before he passed, and he was like, no, nigga, like, I gotta be on that album. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm like, man, let's get the record. And then maybe a couple days later, probably like 3 days later, he passed. So we didn't even get that record for the album. We ended up having to use the record from Blood, Sweat, and Tears on my album. You know what I mean? So,
see, Blade was like the big dog of Detroit, like especially on that rap scene.
No, yeah, for
everything.
That's
what I said, especially. He was the big dog of everything. No, like seeing that nigga in public was like seeing.
And you know what's so crazy, man? Because even like that with Blade, though, even like with Blade, man, I love it, man, because I was around to see all of that shit. You know what I mean? I saw the rough days. I saw the days, you know what I mean, where we wasn't getting no radio play and we didn't have, you know what I mean, certain things. So it was like, I watched that whole thing, you know what I mean, with Blade fall, right? And even me, man, it's moments where I've been on stage and I'm rocking the stadium, bro. And I make it my business, whether I do a show for 10 people or 10,000 people, I always make sure that I rep for Blade. You feel me? So, man, it's times I've been on that stage. Bro. And I done had them drop that Blade, had my DJ drop that Blade, you know what I mean, at a show. And bro, man, that shit sent the chill on my spine, bro. Because it's a difference when you on that stage and you looking that way. You feel me? And everybody that way looking this way. Feel you that energy. You feel me? And to just stand there and see, I'm like, damn, like a couple of times I even shed a tear on stage. But I just say to myself, like, damn, I wish my nigga could have seen this love that he gets. Because Blade didn't get to see, he saw the love a lot, but where he at with it right now, he wouldn't.
He didn't get to see that. He didn't think that. He didn't even think. He probably didn't even think.
Nah,
Blade was so humble. Yeah. He probably like, man, I ain't about to be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like how he is.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, he was a good nigga, but I don't want to. He ain't play that humble shit. So
yeah, I'm talking about.
No, I'm saying Blade did.
He's the shit. He taught me how to shit talk. He told me how to start talking shit.
He played that humble shit. He was a good nigga, but he ain't played that humble shit. Blade ain't even. He ain't like that.
He said I'm in a Ferrari with a Barbie. I'm like, ooh, this nigga had bars. Like, this nigga lyrical. Oh, yeah, he was spitting that shit though, bro.
No, that nigga said, put the hoopty up, pull the range out, blowing on Duke.
I said,
so wait a minute, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay.
Oh yeah. They got this new wave that's coming out of Detroit right now.
So it'd be crazy when we be having conversations with them at work and shit. Like we say something about them, like, who's that? Like, what? What you talking about, man?
Man, you know what's the crazy part though about me too is because I'm one of the legends who I'm still getting booked frequently. And stuff like that. So I'm still like out doing shows.
And you got some tubies, you got some bread flip. What's the
that's what I've been doing my last few years.
What's the tubi? What's the latest one about to come out?
No. Well, my particular movie is called House Warning. It was called Red Flags. I went through some legal issues, had to pull it down, change the name of it. I changed the name to House Warning. So anybody who watching this right now, support me. Go to Tubi or watch my movie House Warning. My girl Royce Reed is in there.
Oh yeah.
Comedian Coco is in there. Shawnee D.
Shout out
Jack
Coco.
Funny in there. I seen Jackpot running around here somewhere. Jackpot in my movie. It's star-studded, man.
Okay.
I can name everybody. Like, I got a few people even from other cities. That's
we definitely got to.
Go watch it tonight. Yeah, when you get home tonight, watch it.
Oh yeah.
You're a good actor, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, so
I ain't gonna talk about.
So for a person that's just starting off into acting, what type of advice would you give them?
Well, first I would tell them that, all right, first thing you need to do, I'm going to tell you the real, what you need to do. Get somebody to take a headshot of you. Write your name, get your phone number, all of that stuff. Have some things printed up for you so that when you go out to, because you want to go out to casting calls. When you go out to casting calls, you want to seem, even if you've never done a movie, you want to seem like you prepared. So I'm telling you what to have when you go to these casting calls. You want to have a headshot, and on the back, you want to have everything about yourself: your height, how much you weigh, your ethnicity, how old you are, all of that. You want to put that stuff on there. You can follow me, the real K Deezy on Instagram.
We're gonna shoot at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, for sure. You can follow me because I'm one of them people that even if I ain't got nothing to do with your movie, if you tell me or I see that you having a casting call, I usually put the information on my page.
Okay.
So, you can follow me. I always post the casting calls in the city. Even a lot of times, last minute stuff, I tell people, because there's even people right now who starring in movies and they on the cover of movies and all that. And they people who I told to pull up just to be an extra. So it's people who literally, I'm talking about in a year, 2 years time, who then came to be an extra and now they starring in movies. Okay. So, man, it's, that's the one thing too about being independent. When you spending your own money, you call the shots.
That's right. And that's what we do with this podcast. You know what I'm saying? We independent. We don't got no bosses. We the bosses. You know what I'm saying? And we do what we gotta do.
I asked because I had recently was a part of a movie.
Okay.
And it was my first time.
Okay.
And it was just like I wanted to know more about it. Like I needed more advice.
Okay. So I mean, even now too, they also a lot of people post about acting classes. Like you can follow Dennis Reed. You can follow Kamal Smith.
Shout out Dennis Reed, Kamal Smith.
Follow Moolah Film. These is all people who have classes and stuff like that. And in the beginning, the movie scene here, it was a little bit more easy because it was the beginning of it. Now it's like, it's popping and people have become stars and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more work to it than it used to be, but it's still, you can get in there. You know what I mean? Like I tell people, don't be ashamed to, you got some people, they be too prideful. You tell them, come be an extra. They like, But man, I done seen people come on set to be an extra and end up playing a main role that same day because somebody didn't show up or somebody was sick or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So even with me, in my movie, I believe at first somebody else was supposed to play Jackpot's role. It was an artist from Detroit. He was supposed to play the role. He ended up getting shot during the time that we were rehearsing for the movie. So, but I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. It turned out to be the best thing because I ended up replacing that person with Jackpot. Jackpot came on set and killed me, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it just worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? But
he put them on.
That's why I say, listen, just get around it. Mm-hmm. Even myself, when I first came around it, me coming around the movie scene at the time that I did, I was already somebody, right? So I could have came around with the attitude like, yo, I need the money for this and I need this money and I ain't doing it unless you pay me this. You know what I mean? But I had the attitude where I was like, no, I'm going to take what you got to offer me and I'm coming around to learn everything. Mm-hmm. I want to know what the cameraman do, what that sound lady do, what the light man do, what they doing, why do y'all do this? I want to know all of that. Mm-hmm. So I spent my first couple of years in the film industry, period, just learning. You know what I mean? Just learning and you know, guiding myself through the mistakes, the failures, all of that.
Being there, you gotta be on there, you gotta be there.
Oh yeah.
I got a question too. What's one thing people might be surprised about K Deezy that isn't commonly known?
Man, it's a lot. It's a lot, bro. I play several instruments.
What's your favorite one?
Say jack of all trades, huh?
Percussion. I play drums. I grew up in church playing drums.
Hey.
I was a band kid.
And you do the drum line shit? Like Nick
Oh
Cannon
yeah, no,
shit too?
I'm cold.
Oh, he said, man.
I was a drum major. So first of all, back in the days, I don't know how it is
So
now.
you been going
But back
crazy.
in the
Oh
days,
my God.
Yeah, drum major, you gotta be crazy.
Yeah, I was a drum major in middle school and high school.
Oh man,
I was
his
drum
whole
major
life.
in Ann Arbor Trail, and I was drum major when
You heard what you know about my hood his whole life.
Yeah, and I was a drum major in 9th grade. Everybody who's watching this and you know about band stuff, you know ain't no way a nigga's supposed to be a drum major in the 9th grade.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Drum major, you doing something, man.
Yeah,
You
no
was a
doubt.
leader.
But yeah, just like how musically inclined I am. I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
I'm very serious about my craft. I'm not materialistic, so I don't move off material. I move off of my passion.
Right, that's real.
So you would never see me doing anything unless I'm passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's just a few things that I feel like people don't know about. Because they're like, I'm glad you asked that question too, because you know a lot of times people try to put you in a category or
box you in.
Yeah, it's like, you need to know I can speak properly. I can write properly. Even with the movies, I write movies. I direct movies.
I write movies too.
I do the treatment for movies.
I'm articulate to write movies.
I do the scoring for movies. All of that stuff. Even now, I'm more so a person I do a lot of more behind the scenes stuff than I do on the scene nowadays. You know what I mean? I do a lot of work from home, all of that. So yeah.
We got a network to put something together, man.
Oh, no doubt. That's what I'm about.
You know,
that's what I'm about.
Yeah, but I'd like to thank you for coming out to the podcast show. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything else you want to let the people know? This is the plant. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we love your music. We love your movies. What you got coming out new that everybody got to know to tune in and be able to buy or get or be able to tune in and watch? Okay. What you got going on?
Okay, well, first of all, the stuff that's popping for me right now, I'm on a hit series right now on Tubi that's killing it. Shout out to my girl Mina Monroe. I was in her series called Queen of the D. We actually just got the green light to shoot for a season 2. So I'm happy about that because you know me and Mina we kind of came up in the gang together, and she's like a friend that I'm you had on females that you really proud of. You know what I mean? Because especially with us as men. A lot of time we don't know how to just be a real friend. You know what I mean? So, like, she's a person who really my friend. You know what I mean? So I'm just happy for her. I'm happy that she made me a part of it. You can go watch my movie, House Warning. Me and Juan been recording music. I don't know what we're going to end up doing with it, but we have been recording consistently. So for those of you who are fans,
wine, man, just do that wine.
Those of you who are fans and you do know, you are familiar with the Street Lordz Cheddar Boy family. Don't believe all this nonsense that y'all be hearing on the street too, and all this old false narratives and these things that people be yelling and stuff, man. Keep it 100, man. The internet is separate from the real world, man. So if you a nigga from the real world and you been somebody in the real world, don't never cross yourself over to trying to be somebody in the internet world. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you do, man, make sure you stay positive, get your money, take care of your family, and do your best to live right, man. I represent Detroit to the fullest. I thank you, Detroit. I appreciate y'all. To my city, I want y'all to know that I understand that this doesn't happen much. People don't last this long. People don't stay relevant and stay working this long, especially when I never signed a deal before. I never been under no contract with nobody. I just been constantly moving, and I'm not gonna stop no time soon. So shout out to Detroit for supporting me. Shout out to Detroit for I've been like my kids is grown now, so I be getting a lot of calls about where people be spotting my kids and seeing my kids stuff. And that's only that kind of stuff happens when your city really locked in with you and they really love you and they watch these children grow up and all of that kind of stuff. So thank you, Detroit. I love y'all. Thank y'all for having me on.
Thank you, man.
I want to make sure y'all get her she need a Street Lord dirty glove.
Yeah, we're gonna give her a seminar.
Yeah,
we're gonna put her together, man. We're gonna give her a seminar. Take her through the whole thing.
I ain't gonna lie, she gonna know how to do the dance.
I'm gonna give her
No, let's practice now. Right now.
Boy, would you if you from Detroit and you don't know how to do the black dance? I don't know. I don't care how old you are. It's 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds that know how to do the black dance.
And thanks for having us out, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, though, you know what I'm saying? We gotta have you come out again, you know what I'm saying? We need anything else you got going on, you know?
Anytime, man.
This ain't nothing but love. We love you at the plants. We banging your music.
Anytime, man. Shout out to the Big Three. Thank you to everybody from the Big Three, all my family at Chrysler, Ford, GM. Shout out to everybody at GM too, be taking care of my son. Like, they done found out my son work at GM and they be showing my son so much love. So shout out to everybody, man.
Keep showing them love. We need that up there. Yeah. I'd like to thank y'all for coming out, you know what I'm saying? We about to go ahead, exit out. Thank y'all. Tune in to everything that's going on with K Deezy, you know what I'm saying? All the movies, music, everything, you know what I'm saying?
Let's party. It's after dark.
Let's get it on. All right, we done. It's over.